Uh, I missed my two viewers. I don't like what I saw. Hey, it is Samuel. I had to. Okay, is the live stream actually working? Because like on my screen, you know, because like it's just not showing. Oh, is it working? Heck yeah, I'm from the United States of America. Yeah, American through and through, 100%. Um, yeah. Okay, so yeah, my audio is coming through. Okay, so the E should not be there. So what's not labeled as gaming? That should not be labeled as gaming. So G, okay. So G makes sense, right? But it goes way too high. I'm gonna add another octave to that piano bass. Never mind, I'm not gonna add another octave. Made it way too dirty, however. Definitely turning up the lofty on that. Now let's go to that Grey Road piano again. turning down the wet significantly. Because, like, as much as I like the Greg Road piano, too much reverb for me. Okay, how many viewers do I got right now? 1. Okay. And I want that to sit in the background, so I'm gonna start breaking this up. I want it to have like multiple variations, so I'm gonna have one where those are not inverted, and I'm gonna have one where these are inverted, just to give it some more variation. And then let's start getting this split off. So we'll start off with main piano trill. This will not change throughout the entire track, so I don't have to worry about that much. So we'll start off on just this. Okay, I need to mess with the velocity a tiny bit because sometimes it goes a bit too low. Oh, I think that's overlapping. That might be it. Okay, these two need to be erased a bit. I don't know why it sounds so stuttery. That's my question. Oh, have we got a new viewer? Hello, Alex. Welcome to the stream. As of right now, it seems like you're the only one watching, as Sam had to go to sleep, as far as I know. So I'll go and explain what I'm doing for you, Sam. So this is a Froggy Fresh type beat, because as you know, Froggy Fresh is the greatest rapper of all time. So as of right now, I'm making is a really, really slow introduction with a lot of emotion behind it. So this is just a trill of it. This is like the full pattern. Lots of interesting stuff going on music theory wise. But I'm getting everything split up into different patterns so that it can be built on more. So piano accents, I'm not sure if they'd be considered accents, but I mean, that's what I'm going to refer to them as. Rename piano bass notes. Chow them into playlists. Okay, the music theory part, I'll go ahead and break it down then. All right. I'm going to copy a bunch of stuff out of here. It seems like I'm bad at using FL Studio. Okay. So this is like my understanding of it, right? So pretty much it's going to start off with this piano trill. I'm not sure if trill would be the correct term. However, it's just something that goes really fast and just switches between notes to add motion. So this is what it is. Okay. So, this is what is going on right here, right? So, this, yeah, like I said, I'm not sure 100% if it would be considered trill because it goes a bit too slow, but, like, you know what I'm saying, so I'm not feeling, like, super worried about it or anything. But pretty much, this is part of, this right here is part of an A minor chord. And the reason I bring up the A minor chord, nothing else, is because throughout like the rest of it, I'm using other parts of it to like complete the chord in your ear. So got A and C, and then later on it goes to C and E. Then if we go to the full part of it, got the A bass note, and then up top I use E. So it's really kind of that's I still don't think this would be the right term either, but like it kind of like arpeggiates the chord while still having the chord in it. I'm not sure if it would be considered an arpeggio, but you know what I mean, so I'm not gonna get too deep into that. And then in order to make it sound like really emotional and sad while still adding some energy into it, I go ahead and just have something, I add a half step in, which half steps, while Busyworks Beats, you know, Trash God would try and tell you that it's always something used to add horror and like make your music scary and everything. I think that if you just use it for that, you're underusing the power of the half step, because if you use the half step right, you can make it sound really sad. Like in Drowning, it's but anyways, like in one of my tracks, I actually use it like 3 half steps, which, while normally not in a scale, makes it sound really sad because it's just going down over and over again, and by just going down makes it sadder. But so pretty much I take this top part, I take it down 1, and then would I don't know. Okay, yeah. G, F. And then this is something that is definitely a bit more conceptual, but pretty much I take what would be part of a D minor seventh chord, and I take that D and I moved up there because it would fit just right while still fitting in. Then finish up that finish up that A minor up here. Then I go back down here because that repetition, like it, like not only does the repetition it bring you back to a part of it brings you back and keeps you centered when there are a lot of changes going on in instrumental. However, like it not only does that, however, I also think that repetition can also make it a lot sadder. A lot of things used in horror music and soundtracks like that, they can also be used in like your sad music. That's why there are so many sad trap songs, like or trap songs that are supposed to be sad. I should say not all of them are that sad, because the horror that trap is based on and the music theory making sad music, they just fit together just right. But anyways, then you go down here. I'll just I'm gonna get this all split up first and all laid out and everything. That should be added later. And then, bass notes. And then I want the chord parts of it. Mm. And then top chords 2. Now it's all properly split up and I can do what I want with it. For some reason, Piano 5 plays weird with MIDI, but I still like Piano 5 quite a bit. But so, I'm also totally going to use a technique that I totally accidentally discovered. I just ended up finding out that it sounded really dope. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So I add some bass notes in because the bass notes, it just makes it a lot more dramatic, a lot more powerful. It just makes everything bigger. But I also have the velocity of the bass notes a lot higher than everything else because I want them to act like hits to some point. Because when it comes to this intro, there's going to be a vocal over it, so I don't want it to overtake the vocal. However, I also don't want it to be faced with the problem of just not having enough hits, so I just make it the same instrument but louder. This is what it sounds like with that. For this, I'm like this beginning part, I'm definitely gonna keep it all piano. Just because, like, pretty much, I'll explain the Froggy Fresh style. So, in case you do not know, Froggy Fresh, aka Krispy Kreme, aka God, is a meme rapper. He has a lot of, and I don't know how to say it sarcastically because it's on a live stream, but like he has a lot of emotional, in air quotes, ballads, like the extremely powerful Fun Trip or Mike's Mom. All like they all start with or Stolen Bikes. They all start with just really dramatic orchestral music for Froggy Fresh to just talk over and tell his story, and then halfway through it'll switch to like a 90s New York boom bap type beat. And so like this beginning part, I'm definitely going to keep it mostly piano, but I'm going to have some other elements in there. I just want to make sure that I have my bases covered first, so. Where's Nexus? RE. It should be up here. Do I have it? I have it instanced for some reason. But I'm going to go to classical, and I'm going to use Hollywood violins just because they, like, anything labeled Hollywood, it'll always sound more dramatic. I might switch it to a cello, though. The dark cello. But remember, this is what I'm going to go over to my top chords, and I'm going to make this cello, these strings act as a counter melody to it. So just have two different directions for your energy. Okay, yeah, this definitely needs to be a cello. So I'm gonna pop this in context, put down a new pattern, and just listen for what sounds good. Da, da. So I want that to be like a really short part, and I'm gonna make this more spread out. I'm gonna keep that. And then I'm going to add a bass element with this cello to make it act like a synth bass. When the bass of the cello kicks in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an EQ and I'm going to use it to just cut out all of the all the bass in the piano and just let the cello take over. So, okay, so now we have our like melody or lead. That would definitely be a lead. And then I'm going. I keep on wanting to add. There's no H in cello. Cello, bass, and then when that comes in. No, piano bass. Oh my gosh, I'm bad at typing today. And then, and so, as of right now, like, those frequencies are clashing, so let's take an instance of Pro Q. I'm gonna take that, so it only cuts out that, and then I'll create an automation clip for that mix level, because I don't want the bass to be gone at all times. I just want it to be gone when the cello bass kicks in. Okay, so have it kick in right here, and then see what it sounds like with all that. Then I'll have that G in there again to act as repetition, also to counter out the trill or whatever you'd call it, to like balance it out. This is what it sounds like so far. I mean, that as of right now, that's the goal, Alex, because I'll pull up a YouTube tab and pull it on screen right now. I won't be able to show too much of his sort of stuff. However, this meme rapper, Froggy Fresh, he always starts off his, like, all of his really, really funny stuff, like Stolen Bikes 3 gets me to laugh every time I even think about it, but he always starts off with a really dramatic music like this.
KWH in the morning, I'm your host, Marvin Hart.
Oh, wait, no, this is not the correct example I was thinking of. It's one of the Fun Trip ones. Yeah, I think it's Stolen Bikes 2.
It was summertime. The birds were chirping, the sun was shining, and all the pretty girls were out. But there's another
really cinematic intro.
Out of the old guy's shed.
And then when the beat kicks in, it's watch me get copyright struck for that. But anyways, I want to pop that back on my side screen, but like pretty much it always starts off like that, and you know, if you're gonna take an artist style, you gotta go for every facet of it, or just do your own thing, all or nothing. That's what I say with it. So okay, so got some piano going already. I have a cello. I'm going to add one of my Moog basses. Well, it's like a default Moog bass. However, I'm going to make it so that it will replace that cello bass and act as something to act like a transition in between the two parts of it, because okay, maybe if it's an octave up. I'm definitely hearing it that low. Then I'm going to duplicate that, and then it is at this point where I want the second layer of top chords, which is the same as the other two. However, it's just inverted from, like, the last two chords are just inverted, and then it'll act as a nice transition into that dark Moog style bass, and that cello bass will just dip out. I am not remaking Stolen Bikes 2. Stolen Bikes 2 is too much of a masterpiece for even me to touch. As much as I love Stolen Bikes 2, I think moving it upwards, like, it acts as a contrast and feeling. I like that. Yeah, it sounds really powerful. Oh, the piano sound, the preset, I don't know, maybe he does use the same preset for this one, because I'll go and explain this one. I'm using Arturia Piano 5 for this, by far my favorite piano plugin, but I am using a piano preset made by the legendary Max Richter. He has a hand in a lot of pop music, a lot of orchestral music. I just love Max Richter in general. Great music, but pretty much he has this preset where originally it's just all drowned out in reverb, and I just take that preset and I'll either lower the wet level for the pre, and then I'll use my main piano for the actual production. It sounds really spacey. But it just sounds nice and spacey. It is something that I'd recommend for a lot of hip-hop songs, especially with the new trend of having everything being based in ambient music. I want to add a delay, just really, really light delay. So I'm not going to mess with the panning yet. Normally, I'd just turn it on ping pong mode. However, that is not what I'm feeling today. I'm going to have filter on that, and I'm going to put it. Okay. So then after all of that, I'm going to just start slowly cutting stuff out till it is just so gonna go with so then I'm gonna use that because repetition acts as a good transition element. That delay seemed like it took a bunch. Okay. Staying at way too much low end for my comfort. Okay, so I'm going to go into my options for this. I'm gonna automate my filter cutoff. Lots of automation. Automation will normally do your instrumental good. Only one way to find out, really. That's to actually do it, but I'm gonna make it so that it'll just keep on rising and just suddenly going back down to build up suspense. It'll add more harmonic frequency, and then it'll just go back to how it was. And then after this, I am gonna make another beat after this one. I'm almost done with the intro track to this. In fact, that just reminded me, I'm going to create an automation clip for the tempo. This is a trick that I really don't use in my videos that often because it makes a bit too conceptual, I'd say. A bit too weird. That would be a better term, but pretty much I will make it so that the BPM ever so slightly increases throughout the track, so that will also add more energy, and it'll also make it so that it transitions a bit better into the next instrumental. So after this, I'm just gonna have a nice beat gap. So I just want it to be one beat, and then I'm gonna drop it down to 91, a normal New York boom bap beat, a tempo, I should say. So So just this. Yeah, and that works out really well with the Moog bass. It just adds so much more energy. And then right here, just completely opens up that cutoff. And then this is where I'm going to go into another beat. So I'm going to go into my sample folder. I'm going to take this drum break. I like this drum break quite a bit. And I'm going to make it so that right here is where it's going to start. Mess it up in Edison because it has a lot of noise in it. Lots of stuff that I do not want in my drum break. Make sure that it actually starts right on the kick. And then drag it out. Now it isn't completely done, however. I don't know whether or not. I think I'd drag it to 2 bars. Yeah, that sounds good now. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to treat it like a normal, like New York boom bap drum break that I work with. So first thing I'm going to do is lots of unintuitive stuff is going to be going on here. So I'm going to take a instance of Pro Q and I'm going to cut out a lot of high end. And I'm going to boost the low end just a tiny bit. It makes it so the snare and the kick are both punchier. Then let's go into Decapitator, which is pretty god tier. Absolutely love this plugin. Cannot, like, one of the best things I've done. And then I'm going to go to the high crispy mix preset. And then it doesn't sound like you just cut off a lot of high end, but it doesn't have all of the problems that come along with all that high end. Because all that high end sounds kind of nasty, but it makes it sound a lot more controlled, a lot sexier, a lot smoother. Sometimes I'll put on Devil Lock, but not always. So this is what I'm going to do. So it's going to be our 16-bar loop right here. Now let's start on our boom bap piano. And I'm going to get into some sampling here. So here, Moog bass. I'm going to get this all labeled. Piano, strings, and Moog. Oh, I got 3 people watching. Feel free to say hi, people who are watching this. Okay. So, got this like, okay, but anyways, let's start getting on with this sweet, sweet piano. Okay, I'm not going to be able to use that preset for it, so I'm going to open up another instance of Piano 5 because that is way too orchestral for it. Not orchestral, it's not an orchestra. This sounds a lot cleaner. I'll write with this. I always write with this piano. And then boom, bap, piano, MIDI. Because later on, I'm gonna run this through, like just regular exporting, and then I'm gonna like chop it up. So actually, I think I've done something like this recently, so I'm going to go into my Edison recent. Is there recent in this plugin? No, but there isn't SliceX, and I definitely threw in SliceX, so let's see if SliceX. Okay. Let's see what samples I've thrown through SliceX recently. So, man, I'm totally spoiling some later videos here. But oh well. Have something for personal. Then there's that drum break that we're using here. I don't know what this is. This is for an Otis My Side remake. Bound 2 remake, Bound 2 remake, Bound 2 remake, 6 God remake, and personal instrumental. I'm gonna see what Untitled is first. No. That is something that I am not putting out. Okay. Hey there, Gary. Hey there, buddy. Okay. No, I do not have anything like that, so there's another beat I have on here that I'm gonna go looking through my file system. See if I popped it on my desktop, maybe. Nope. Everything would be a lot easier if I actually labeled it. That is for personal thing. Crap, yeah, I just don't have it, which is upsetting. Okay, yeah, this is a screenshot that I have for, like, pretty much anytime I make a preset, I will actually do it first in silent, and then I'll start remaking it in Serum, and I'll just go all crazy after I put it in Serum, because Serum gets me inspired. But pretty much. I want something like really hard hitting, so I'm going to pop it in here first. So bomb. I want some like hardcore piano hit at the beginning, so just gonna have that. I wonder if I'm able to do that, because, see, I want to look at something else I have for inspiration, but... Nope, too cheerful. That sounds too off, so I'm definitely wanting to start this off with an A minor. What key is it in? If I was going to guess, because I have no idea, like, A major maybe. I don't know. As far as I know, I'm only using the white keys as far as I know. Which... yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely... Okay. I'm gonna see, like, what I can think of, so... So, I remember it now. Okay. Hi, Gary. Hi, Gary. Okay, so... yeah. Okay, so that's what I got. That sounds really epic. Some West Coast synth. Okay, I'll consider it. So, like, are you thinking like some Moog hits, like some G-Funk style stuff, or one of those Dr. Dre whistles? So I'm going to use this piano to create a feeling of repetition. Then here at the end, I'm going to break that repetition by inverting this A minor. What, you don't know what Moog hits and all that? Okay, so I can make that Dr. Dre whistle. like right away, so. Or Moog. Okay. The whistle, okay. I'm gonna make it in massive instead. Where do I have massive? I don't. No, I'm gonna make it in serum. I'm sorry, I'm indecisive. I don't like using massive that often, but I like serum a lot. So I'm gonna make it monophonic, and I'm gonna have portamento on. So let's go over what exactly it takes to make one of these. Since we're at it, I'm gonna have one LFO. I'm gonna have it be a triangle wave. Just because I don't like the way that serum handles your sine waves for the LFOs. But what I'm gonna do, I'm going to make an envelope with really high attack and tiny bit of release, very low Nah, I'm gonna keep the sustain up, but pretty much what I'm gonna do, I'm also gonna put it on. No, yeah, turn it off BPM. I'm gonna have it start really low. I'm gonna pop it onto the rate, and then I'm going to set our LFO1 to the pitch. Do I want to do this? And then I'm gonna put LFO1 onto oscillator A, fine tuning. Needs more attack. Less power over that. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off for now because it makes it really ugly for a bit. I'll do that when I have more time for it. So. So this just makes it sound really epic. It reminds me of the Heart Part 4. And of course I can teach you, Gary. That's what my channel is all about. Okay, I'm gonna see if inverting that G would make it sound better. sudden rise in energy right there. Drop that. No. Okay, I want higher velocity for the bass notes. I want them to just be overpowering as heck. That needs pretty much. I want these. I'll end up playing these later. I suck at playing piano, as I was playing it earlier. Wonder if I think I may have the Dr. Dre whistle as a preset for Massive. It doesn't seem like I do. Otherwise. Okay. Wait. I have something labeled as a West Coast down here. I don't know if it's default. West Coast. Nope, that definitely is not it. I would never use that. Definitely hearing some Moog though. I'm gonna solo this. Gary, I am currently using FL Studio. However, I have a bunch of different programs running right now, so. Okay, fine. I guess I will make it myself because I don't feel like looking through all of it. So, bring down that cutoff. Filter. Emphasis is. Ooh, that sounds sexy. I'll keep that in mind for another song. It sounds like I have distortion on it. Which, I mean, it sounds super sexy. Okay. So let's get into some real talk here, because our boy Gary Chappelle has a good question. Which is best, or what do you prefer? So, I think he's referring to DAWs. If I was gonna give a favorite DAW, it definitely wouldn't be FL Studio. I'd probably be giving favorite DAW overall to Bitwig. I really, really like Bitwig. It has Linux support. It's pretty much Ableton, but not garbage, because Ableton is really terrible compared to Bitwig. Like, pretty much there are only 3 DAWs I see is actually viable for making music, not just mixing. Not dude, Alex, I love Linux. Like, normally I rock Linux, like, high key. Like, so 16.8. I'm gonna have filter modulation on. Load K. I'll have one square wave that'll act as bass, because square waves as bass sounds really dark. Oh no. Okay. How did I used to make the sound all the time, and I don't remember, but I'm trying to make like that Young Thug style bite. Mobile version of FL Studio. That is actually brutal as heck. I've messed with the mobile version of FL Studio. Do not buy it, because it's pretty bad. If I was gonna suggest that you use anything on your phone, GarageBand is actually pretty solid if you're rocking Android at this point. Crap, what is it? 1 second, let me look it up. Because there is one piece of software for Android I think is quite excellent. But I can never remember what it is. Oh, Caustic 3. Yeah, Caustic 3 is actually dope. Like, I've made full tracks on Caustic and sold them before. So, like, I can wholeheartedly recommend Caustic. You can also, like, with Caustic, you can rock some sound fonts. You can use your own drum kits. It's really dope. But, GarageBand or Caustic. That's what I got for you. Oh. It has, like, the right tone in the first place. What? I'll pop it in chat. If it will let me type in chat. Oh my gosh, YouTube. I love how, there. I'll put some soft clipping on it. I think there's too much shimmer to it, so. But. And then I'm going to pull down that decay. So now it's more of like a bite, and I'm going to use it for an effect. Okay, I'm not going to use Moog or anything like that. However, I am going to use Trillion. Why aren't there any Skyfall remakes on YouTube? See, I have a remake of Skyfall in the making. Skyfall and a lot of Metro Boomin beats, like, they're just really complex, and being able to go over them in a single video would take a lot of time. Like, dude, there's just so much going on in Skyfall that you just don't realize it until you're actually making the beat. And then once you start making it, then you realize that Skyfall is totally insane. Like, oh man, I respect Metro for that track. Like, while I still think London on the track is a better producer overall, Skyfall makes me love Travis. I mean, not Travis. I love Travis Scott anyways, but yeah. Exactly. I'm gonna run this through Guitar Rig because I don't have a transient shaper but I just pull that. And then I'm gonna pop some New York style compression on it. However, I'm going to make it parallel. I don't want it to be too heavy. The Skyfall remake, eventually. That is the one where I cannot actually give you any sort of time frame on it. Because, see, I have a remake of like half of Rodeo done already. It's like, it's just like there are a few beats on there that are making it really hard for me to just start releasing the videos. I also have a remake of Legend that's pretty much done, but there's just a lot of timing things going on. But Skyfall is another beast in itself. I've been working on that remake since before I've even been posting on here, and I'm still not done with it. Because Skyfall is dope. But anyways, okay. I'm gonna do some slight mixing on this guitar, so I'm gonna use Guitar Rig 5 real quick. I'm gonna go for precise bottom. You're right. Okay, that has a nice tone to it. Now I'm going to add decapitator to it, because I like adding. I'm going to treat it like my 808s. See, I'm going to keep that mix level all the way up. However, I want some air in it. How do I remake stuff? So, okay, I'll go over this one. So, oh man, I really hate this question just because of how, like, it is just, like, super brutal to do a lot of remakes. Like, first thing you gotta do, if it's sample based, you have to find a sample, which normally isn't that hard. Like, there's Who sample and stuff like that. But then, like, for stuff like Piss on Your Grave. Piss on Your Grave is an amazing example of it. That entire, like, the melody on the rapping part, that is all electric guitar. So I had to figure out exactly how that was mixed. So pretty much I just researched the people who actually did the mixing and the creation of it and everything like that. And then after I do that, I'll, like, just see what they would have done in this situation. Like, for example, Piss on Your Grave, excellent example of all of this. So I found out that it was the God of Moog, Mike Dean. Yeah, Mike Dean worked on an insane amount of Rodeo's mixing and production. So I'm just like, okay, well, what was Mike Dean going for? And then, like, some random interview, unconfirmed, it was like he was going for a Jimi Hendrix sound. So I'm just like, okay, let's research Jimi Hendrix. So I researched Jimi Hendrix's style and his mixing, and I used that, and then I just manipulated the ever-living crap out of the sound until I ended up getting what was on Piss on Your Grave. And also, Gary, really the best way to find samples, like, in my opinion, you don't find a sample comes to you. If you're out there looking for samples going through music, nothing's gonna sound right. But if you're going through music that you listened to as a kid and all that music that you became a fan of, like, everything is just going to sound so much more clear to you. Or sometimes they'll come to you, like Kanye West. A lot of his samples were music that he listened to as a child. Or Eastbound and Wonder Girl. They found the sample for Antidote from just listening to the radio and hearing something that they're just like, ooh, that sounds dope. But, like, really, with sampling, it is just what you hear in your head. Like, whenever you hear something, what you think to do with it. All that sort of stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna put high cut on it to give it that 90s sound. Turn down the drive a bit. Okay, turn it. Nothing dramatic, but bum bum bum. Oh, also I have a remake for Heart Part 4 that I'll release eventually. bum. Okay. Oh, Gary. Like, this is something that all three of you watching this should know. I don't know who else watching it, but pretty much if you're wanting your music to sound like your own, like, there's nothing wrong with taking what you hear in other people's music and, like, taking the parts that you like from it and implementing that sort of style into your own music, like Rodeo. I know I'm going on about Piss on Your Grave a lot in this stream. However, when it comes to Piss on Your Grave, they were going for Jimi Hendrix style, but way darker. And, like, pretty much they took that Jimi Hendrix style, they put their own twist on it. Like, it is always 100% okay to bite someone's style. Like, you don't, like, as long as you aren't just totally ripping off of it. Like, what you make, as long as you aren't going through and just copying someone else's MIDI and just changing the key of it and then trying to sell it, it'll always be your own. Because you'll never do something exactly the same way as someone else would. It's why we have a bunch of different areas with unique sounds. Like, if you go back to 90s hip-hop, listen to The Chronic and listen to Illmatic. Both excellent hip-hop albums in their own right. However, you would notice that if you heard them, they sound nothing alike. And that's because, like, they were two completely different areas. And, like, two completely different areas. Like, Dr. Dre grew up in a different environment than Nas and DJ Premier. Which, fun fact, DJ Premier made a lot. Alex is right. Oh, man. That's a good one, Alex. But... That's a real quote. I'm gonna look it up. I'm curious now. Okay, Gary. I bet that you will not go up to Davis and show him that quote. Because if you don't, I will totally show it him for you. Could artist copy? I'm curious. You're right, he did say that. Oh man, that's good. I want to have like a triplet roll right here. I'm not sure how it'll sound, because this is like an old style hip hop track. So like A, C, and I'm gonna have it go from A to E to C, which I think it would be a pretty make it fact of the day, Gary. Oh, also, it would be even better if you wrote it down as a quote from you and not from Picasso. I think that would make it all the better. Let's see how that triplet roll sounds. Okay, I think that triplet roll sounds good, but I want it to go way faster, so I'm gonna pop it down to a 6-beat. Gonna roll it over here so that it's occupying the same space that this occupies. So, and then I'm gonna like make it so that it only happens every once in a while, and then after that I'll add something new in. Okay. Okay. I like that a lot. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to pop a reverb on my piano right here. I'm going to split this by channel so that the bass has its own track. Bass. Piano. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to pop it in its own channel for the time being. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. I'm going to give it a reverb of the time. I'm going to fit it with a Lexicon 480 style reverb. 1 second, I'm going to save this because FL Studio likes to crash. I'm going to turn off that pre-delay. I'm going to take my mix level. I'm going to turn it down a lot because at this time they wouldn't have used a ton of reverb, so I'm not going to do that either. I just want it to be in the mix enough that, like, if you were to gate it and make it so it would just cut off and make it sound more sampled, you would be able to tell it was gone. So I'm going to export this. Now I'm going to cut out all of the blank space in there. And I'm going to start treating it like a sample. Because at the time, like in 90s New York, they would not have had, most of the time I should say, they would not have had access to a piano or a bass or anything like that. So I'm going to try and make the sound as sampled as possible. In fact, the reason that sampling came about was because, like, I don't know, like, back at the time, like, if you was making hip hop, you were broke. Like, there was no exception. Like, you didn't have a bunch of, like, white guys from the hood trying to become rappers. It just wasn't very common. It was either, like, you were born in that lifestyle or you weren't, because originally hip hop was seen as, like, kind of dirty. It didn't have the cult following it does now, but like, they didn't have money to afford instruments or anything like that. So what would be the reasonable thing to do? Find the money or in the player to play all of this stuff for you or get it recorded, or get like a cheap track mixer from Radio Shack, get your grandmother's vinyl collection and just go through that and see what sounds good and throw it together. The options should seem pretty obvious to you. Of course, it is going through your grandmother's vinyl collection. Okay, but And now I'm going to cut off that tail end, and now I'm going to cut out all that reverb and make it sound really stop and go-ish. Oh gosh, not what I wanted. I forgot how it works sometimes with right clicking. Gonna see how it sounds like this. Nope, it needs a bit more tail. I'm going to give each piano hit 3 beats to shine, and then I'm gonna cut out that reverb tail. This makes it, well, it does make it sound a lot more uniform. Really, I just see this as a mix of modern techniques with old style hip hop. Because, like, if I were to just do everything like they did in the olden days, I mean, I wouldn't have made my own chord progression. But, like, pretty much, what was I gonna say? I don't quite remember. But, anyways, so I'm going to take all of this reverb out, and then I'll just copy it all over. So, nope, not what I wanted to do. So, and then this is going to be our chord progression for it. And this is a benefit to doing this method in modern times. See, I have a 2500K, pretty solid processor, kind of old, but still pretty solid, and it will very often just completely die under FL Studio stuff. But let's go ahead and see what it sounds like now. Man, okay, that triplet grows on me every time I hear it, and I haven't heard it that many times. But now I'm gonna add this back to this so I can mix the two piano parts in unison. One will have the reverb and one will not, and that is completely fine because that just makes it sound more sampled. However, I can't just leave them the way they are, otherwise it doesn't sound unified. So I'm gonna add a captator. Just a tiny bit of drive. Oh, forgot to add the piano bass notes, which is pretty important for this since okay, I'm gonna solo out this track and just look. Devil lock. that introduces a lot of interesting sounds, but it's way too much compression. This is a compressor, by the way, guys. It's based off of the Shure level lock from the 1980s. This was something used for like gated reverbs and on drums and stuff, but it changes the tone too much, so I'm not gonna use that, but I will totally use a decimal, which will make it sound extra crappy. Nothing, just really subtle at this point, but Isotope Vinyl, one of my favorite plugins out there. Just make it sound a bit crappier, but crappier in a good way. For this style, you kind of want it to sound a bit crappy, but you don't want it to sound so crappy that you just don't want to listen to it. It's a balancing act, really. But, what should I do at this point? So, okay. The three of you that are watching my stream, give me suggestions for what to throw in, because as of right now, like, this could totally live in like 90s boom bap land, because, you know, when Illmatic came out, it kind of set the standard for New York hip hop, just a drum break and a nice piano sample over it. And with the skill of Froggy Fresh, aka God, over it, I mean, it would sound good either way. But like, I don't know, what should I add? Let's try. So now I'm gonna, it's a bit too bright for the style, so let's add a low pass. That jumped into F doesn't quite work. I'll have two variations of this. I'll have whistle low, and I'll clone this, and I will have whistle high. The only difference between these two things is the one is going to have the E, yeah, definitely E, and then the other is going to go back down to A. It's just like a difference in motif. Like with the low one, it'll establish like repetition, and then with that high one, it'll break that repetition with a raise in energy, and it'll make for a nice transitional element to another, like to add another element into the mix. Speaking of transition element, I completely forgot to change up my baseline, because as of right now, my baseline has a lot too much, like way too much going on to have it doing the entire thing. So I'm gonna try making it so it is just a jump at the end of this. Do I sell my beats? Yes, I do. I have I don't always sell very well, but I do sell, yeah. Ooh, that's a nice change up. I need to. So I can't have anything right there, otherwise it'll clash with my snare. That's a nice like riff at the end though. So yeah, I'm not sure I'm gonna keep the whistle. However, I definitely do want like a lead on it. Omnisphere. I'm gonna go into Omnisphere to replace that whistle. I swear to God. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Okay, so I think I'm hearing something that'll work. That'll sound pretty hot on it. So, ha, 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 ha. So, This is what I'm gonna do. So it is gonna be like some like boys choir chants, the ha 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 ha. Yeah, I'm not in choir for a reason, but 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want I'm like, I know what I'm hearing in my head. Screw it, we don't have that much of a scale set up for this part anyway, so. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna pop that back down to the A. Like, I think it just sounds really epic like that. I mean, I really hate using the word epic to describe anything, but like, I mean, that's the only way to describe it. It makes it sound big, it makes it sound anthemic, and I don't know, I like it like that, so. Yeah. So, I'll carry this on, so that would be a B diminished inverted. Nah, that don't sound right, so I'm gonna pop this B down here. So I'm definitely hearing a B. Okay. Oh, that's gonna be my solution. So 3, 2, and then 2 again. Okay, so that'll be it. I'll take that and nope. That is way too bright. Okay, so that is inverted chord, and that sounds really sexy and epic. Nice and big. I want that to go down like that. Okay. So this part makes it way too happy. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna chop this in half, and I'm gonna have a lot less going on chord wise. However, I'm gonna make them make these stabs instead of elongated. So I'm going to go to beat mode, so it'll be like that. And then I'm going to go to fourth beat mode, so I can cut it in half. Okay, I'm going to flip this around, so I think this part should come first, the D minor, and then the A minor inverted should be there. So I'll try pulling this up to an A sharp. I don't know how that'll sound. And then for that, I'll try inverting the C. See how that sounds. So I think that makes it sound like really heavy. However, I want that to act as a finishing. So for the time being, I'm going to have it drop back down to that. And then for the high point, I'm going to make it so that it makes it so that it's like that. And then I'm going to have these last two like this, and I'm going to make an automation clip, make it just rise in it. Second, I don't want to play it until I can hear what that swoop here's like. It sounds like. Okay, so I'm starting to get tired of something I have going on here that warps depth way too much. I'll just make it sound like crap with decimal instead. I'm not feeling isotope vinyl on this track anymore. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on the formatting of it. So okay, I want an automation clip to have that bass in at that beginning part, but kick it out when I no longer want it. So I only want it for this part right here. So I'll have it dip right here and have it go right back up when that happens. So this is what it'll sound like. Okay, so there needs to be something else, because after that drum pause, like, it just sounds like it demands for something else. So okay. Okay. So okay. That's what I'll go with. So I'm gonna delete all of these patterns, and I'm gonna delete my automation for Omnisphere, because this isn't gonna be Omnisphere. I'm gonna make it ample guitar. Full ample guitar. So I'm gonna try adding some electric guitar to it. And as we all know, I don't know how to play any instruments besides for the piano, so I'm not pulling up an actual guitar. And I'm gonna make this sound like really gritty. So guitar rig 5. And I'm gonna just put on screamer distortion on it. And I'm gonna make it so this guitar acts as the lead, so I don't like Decimore on it either. Like, okay, let's listen through our instrumental all the way through so far. I'll like try and spit some I'll try freestyling over it. You know what they say on these streets? They say these here streets are very tough. So tough that even Froggy Fresh can't handle them sometimes. With us just recovering all those bikes from James, fighting the fun trip problem, and getting Illmatic for Christmas, there's only one more thing that we needed to do. We needed to get more forces involved. Oh man, I'm whack at this. Moneymaker Mike. He cannot handle the death of his mom. I miss him, man. I miss Mom. Hi, Gary. I've always wondered why people are like that, man. Selling things that they knows is bad just for their own advantage. Flaming other people. It's so brutal. So this one goes out to Mike's mom. This one also goes out to Mike. Missed you when you were on that trip, man. This one's for all the fans. It's almost been 2 years since I've dropped a song. John Cena, I love you. I pray to John Cena every night. I love Illmatic. Something Mike's mom. No, y'all are just gonna have to trust me on this one. Froggy Fresh 2017. I'm a lyrical, spiritual, miracle individual. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up some like Froggy Fresh beat, some Froggy Fresh lyrics, and like pop them over this. So. We got Froggy. Heck yeah, you can spit a rap, Gary. It was summertime. The birds were chirping. The sun was shining and all the pretty girls were out. But there was another thing about summertime brings crime. Bikes were disappearing left and right. Statistics showed that if you didn't have a bike lock, you had a 75% chance of getting your bike stolen. Around here, the only thing on the street that then more valuable than a bike is candy. If you're selling the right product, you best believe James is buying. Word on the street was James had been living with some old guy named Mr. Kane. Nobody knew much about anything of Mr. Kane, except that James was selling the stolen bikes right at the old guy's shed. Okay, I'm gonna spit some bars over it. 1, 2, 3. been a year. Then I ran that go-kart into the telephone pole. We hated James. No, they hate him. Last time we were riding skateboards. Freaking skateboards, or rather walk. Do I look like Tony Hawk? That's what I thought. Do I look like Brad Pitt? No. Are you sure? We knew exactly where James hid the bikes at. They were stashed and shed out right back. Threw on our bulletproof vest and snapback. Then we applied 8 snack packs. I told Mike, grab the slingshot. Take this sock and fill with about 16 rocks. Meet me at the spot in about 10 minutes. And Mike, don't forget the spinach. Hey you, stop, freeze. Hands in the air, get down on your knees. Don't make us have to fight back, cause you don't like that. We just want our bikes back. Me and Mike took off towards the shed while missions of pedal bikes danced in their heads. All through the town, kids lying in the streets. They couldn't wait to see James get beat. We got... I can't do this. Okay, Gary, you spit some bars, man. I believe in you. I just can't do it. With YouTube delay, that probably sounded like absolutely terrible. So I'm like sorry for subjecting you to that. Running through the six with my walls. Where if I ever might. Pray to fake get exposed. I'm that guy and a hurt. And that Bugatti just a sir. Been where you find me at. Yes, been where you find me at. I knew it. Johnny Blink. He put me under the finer things. Okay. Gary Chappelle, please. Spit some bars. Has Gary Chappelle died? R.I.P. Gary Chappelle. Oh, also, guys, the B movie is now 10 years old. You should know that now. That's important news to know. Okay, you're not dead, okay? Hey, Gary, you wanna do me a favor? Just like send a link to this live stream to Alpha AR. I think that would be a really good idea. Okay, like just put it in chat, man. Or like the bars, like just put it in chat. Or if you have any of Gavin's contact info, hit him up with this link. Yeah, I'm all up in these streets. Just go ahead and spit some heat. Gonna bring, all I do. Oh, I'm not a rapper. I produce for a good reason. Okay, I'll write some bars for this actually. That won't be in Froggy Fresh's style, sadly, but I'll totally do it. Miscellaneous. Where are the notes? Notebook, okay. I was spitting this heat while you skipping church. My rap's my Bible. I was spitting this heat while you was skipping church in my rap's my Bible. Nah, that's whack. I was spitting these heat while you skipping church. Looking at you now. That gotta hurt. Okay. You feel like you never got up and go to work, and you feel like you ain't got a purpose, and you trying to get motivated, but everything you do turns into a mess, like you ain't got nothing but worthless. Okay, I'll see what I can do for that one. There's YouTube delay, so we'll be off time, but you feeling like you never got up to you feel like you never got up to go to work, and you feeling like you ain't got no purpose, and you trying to get motivated, but everything you do turns into a mess, like you ain't got nothing but worthless. Oh man, like that flow's weird. Okay, so okay, I was spitting this heat like okay, so this is a slot for like 3 syllables. Definitely hearing 3 syllables in it. So but it needs to be okay. Okay. Treat Small, PhD, dropped out, full second degree, and he talked to me. Okay, nah, Danny Brown don't fit over it. Okay. See what I can do for you, Gary. So I'll get all your bars copied into that. And trying to get motivated, everything you do turns into a mess. You feel like you never got up and go to work. You feel like you ain't got a purpose. Okay, and you're feeling like you ain't got a purpose. You ain't got that make it. You go to work and you feel like you ain't got no purpose, and you feel like you're trying to get motivated. Everything you do turns into a mess. You ain't okay. Yo, look at you. Look at you. Around a lot of other people think you looking at you describe as a perfect you, pointing the finger at God, telling how to do your job. Okay, it's like nothing's working for you. Hey you. You will try to hide and make it seem like it's nothing, but you really feel like everything is crashing around you. Okay. Everything around. Okay. Okay. Nothing. Crush would fit better there. You try to hide and make it seem like it's nothing, but you really feel like everything around is crushing, and you develop a problem in trusting. Okay. Okay. You feel like you ain't never got to go to work, and you feel like you ain't got no purpose. You trying to get more at everything you do. Like you ain't nothing but worthless. Yo, you look around a lot of people, other people looking at you. You describe them as, but really, you feel like everything, but really, you feel like everything is crushing, and you feel develop trust in in other people. That works. It's like an ad lib. So, but really, okay. And other people part is like unnecessary, so I'm gonna pop that out, and then but you real well, like a faster beat, like a problem with using a faster beat is, well, I could use like a trap beat for it, which would make more room in between the bars, which would technically be a slower beat, funny enough. Like Um, like it just wouldn't fit the energy of the track. But you really feel like everything around you crush it, developing problems and trust it. Later come an issue that will mentally pound you. You only got one life, but every time looking at yours, feeling like you like all you see and feel things. But you feel like everyone around you crush it, and you feel like a problem without trusting, which later come an issue that will mentally pound you. You got one life, but every time you see looking at you, you feel like all you see is mistakes. People are probably the reason you can never move forward in life, making you never wait. You have to use it in a faster beat, just TBH. Okay, actually, that I got the perfect verse for this. Where is it? Oh yeah, mobile. No car. I heard whispers. I curve the whispers. Okay. Earth. I really hustle, lose money, go get some more. I just like that. Another class came right back. Another classic right back. Next album, the whole industry on the ice pack. With TLC, you see the planes in my eyes. It's a night game when the whole world going mad. Daddy is sad. Daddy only advice, go get a bag. Daddy Labaka trial trying to play a box and beating up on. See us watching them, tables turn, lesson learned. My best look, you jumped on the sides. Now I'm about to meet Westbrook. Go celebrate when you let him back. Just know the next game played, I might slap you. Take the foul and flag on the foul. It's throwing me out and throw the towel. Look at the crowd. Now they don't really like that. Look at them sound smirking, combat urgent. So many verses you living now. So many verses you never run out. Make him nervous and lose go out. Oh, hey, Z. You ain't bigger than rapping. No more playing back scenes. The spot solidified if you ask me. Name is identified as that king. I'll let you worry about listen. Yeah. It sounds like this thing is just like super sexy and everything. I like this whole instrumental. Ooh, 2 viewers. Who has left us? Alex has been quite quiet. I wonder if Alex has abandoned us. Probably. Yeah, hey, yo, Black, it's time to work. It's time, man. So I have to done do the rap. Don't make it back. Musician, fake new composing. Scarface sniffing cocaine, holding MC with the pen. I make string, now bullet holes left in the peepholes. I'm suited up in street clothes. Hate me not on the feet foes. You're right, Trevor. Okay. But who's really gay here? Okay. Okay, I want like a rhythmic element. Do I still have Mogul? Oh yeah, I had some guitar loaded up for that. So, okay, I'll pop in a new pattern. See what sounds good. No, regular thing. Do. So I'm hearing like triplet roll. One, two, three. So do. Okay, and then like some like weird roll at the end. So and I'll bring that to a 6 just so I can cut it in half and make it really stop and go. And I'll have that be like 4th bar. And like that. And then here's our full instrumental. Let's go, boys. No, I'm not quite done yet. I'm going to add something. I'm going to add a really, really subtle kick. I want to make it there. I want to pop it there so that it like adds even more emphasis to the increasing speed. It's just going to be basic 4 on the floor. You know, nothing no one's heard before, but just give it a bit of house influence in the beginning. Nope, it definitely needs to be a kick. Dang, this was a long live stream. Oh. It's a beat, guys. And it's currently, what time is it? 11:17. I've been live streaming for a little over 3 hours. Yeah, I mean, if you guys ever wonder, like, my process, I mean, there you go. Got some sick automation here. Got a 90s New York boom bap style track. That's something that I don't do very often. Yeah, this is your boy OmegaSMG signing off. Oh my gosh, I'll be signing off with my mouse so it starts working. There.